Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is your host. Welcome to the Living with Lupus radio show. This is your host, Deborah Dixon Kinzer, author of Living with Lupus, My Personal Journey. Today, we're going to talk about the types of lupus and how they affect your body. Okay? So, we want to start out with the one that is the most critical. Okay? And why do I say it's the most critical? Because as its name, it definitely does some damage. Okay? So it's called the systematic lupus erythematosus. Okay? Systematic lupus erythematosus. Now that's all commonly known as SLE. And why is it the one that's the most dramatic, the most challenging, the most everything? Okay? Because as its name implies, it deals with the system, which is your entire body. So it will deal with your brain. It will deal with your eyes. Those are your systems because your brain tells your eyes what to do. Okay? And if something goes wrong with your brain, then your brain can't tell nothing inside of your body what to do. And vice versa. Okay? So if something happens to the inside of your body, the internal mechanisms inside of your body, well, how's it going to tell your brain what's going on? It's not really going to know. Okay? So this deals with your brain, your eyes, your liver, your stomach, all of your internal organs inside of your body. Okay? So if they shut down, it's just shutting down because you have SLE. Okay? Now, when I wrote this book, Living with Lupus, My Personal Journey, I wasn't exactly in towards the SLE yet. Okay? I started writing this book years ago as I started going through, my personal journey, just as the title implies. It is my personal journey. So as I was going through it, I would write down something every day and talk about what was going on. Now, why isn't the book a little bit bigger than what it is? Because I had to keep writing the book. Okay? So somewhere out there in the universe, okay, you might find bits and pieces of my book inside somebody's computer, because I had a computer that was stolen. When they had floppy disk, computer was stolen, floppy disk was stolen, everything was stolen, and it was on floppy disk. And some of the floppy disks that I do have, they were destroyed. Okay? So, yes, there's parts of my book everywhere. And I can literally say books because I've been writing it for years and everything. It didn't actually come out quite like I wanted to, and because of life circumstances, it made it hard. Okay, so that was systematic erythematosus, lupus erythematosus. Okay. Anyway, so it's the most serious one. Okay. You'll see the butterfly rashes on your face. You'll find it on, it goes from the bridge of your nose on both sides, all the way up over your eyes, around and under, back to the bridge of your nose, and back down, covering your cheeks down to your chin. Okay? So that is what the butterfly rash looks like. And yeah, it does have little things at the top too, right above your eyebrows. Okay? It causes chronic fatigue, headaches, fever. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you how serious this is when it comes to the fever and everything. Have you ever known somebody that cuts their foot or something like that, and it's just hot around the area that they get cut at, whether it be their foot, their hand, their arm, whatever. It's just right there in that one spot, right? And it turns bright red, and, you clean it and all that other stuff. Put a Band-Aid on it and it stops hurting. right? Well, when it comes down to a person who has lupus and they get a cut, okay, it's not just a small cut. It doesn't just affect that area there. Oh, truthfully, anytime I get a cut, I get injured, I could just stub my toe. Oh my gosh. And I tell you what, I get a fever from head to toe, and it's like my body just wants to shut down because, all right, where's the cut at? Where's the cut at? All the white blood cells go straight to that cut, and then they want to fight everything, in your body. And that's what happens with SLE, okay? So lupus it's something that you can't even describe, all right? All you could do is just tell people what happens to the body, what's going on with it. Joint pain. Like I said, if you sprain your ankle, okay, if you twist your ankle, let's just say it's not even sprung. You just twist it a little bit. I'm going to tell you something. That little twist will turn into a sprain. It will turn into joint pain. Everything will happen, and you'll have all these little white blood cells again, going, fighting the red blood cells, and it just wants to try to repair itself, but as it's trying to repair itself and everything, your immune system is attacking your body, okay? So then it throws it way out of whack and all up into different proportions and everything, and you're sitting there going, what happened? I just twisted it a little bit. I didn't think it was going to hurt like this, and it swells up and looks like a big balloon, okay? That's what happens. But this can happen when it gets too cold, when it gets too hot. You have to have that temperature just right for your body not to be suffering so much pain disorder within your joints. Now, people are saying to themselves, and I know they are because they say it to me, well, why is she talking about lupus all the time? Because everyone needs to understand what lupus is. It is something that is serious. Now, I'm going to tell you, because there's so much behind it and everything, people act like, if you get sick that you're going to be out forever. That's not always true. Okay? That's not always true. And this is what affects people, when they find out that you have lupus. They don't want to hire you on a job because they think that you're going to spend the majority of the time of your life inside of a hospital. Well, that's not true. That's not true. They think that you're going to drop dead, and I'm just going to put it out there, drop dead, or, end up just, dying on them because you went into the hospital. Not true. It may have been true years and years and years ago, but it is not true as of today. Okay? Many people can live with lupus and live a productive, very fruitful, very great life with lupus. They just have to understand it themselves and understand, how does this work so that I know that I can perform to my top peak every day? Well, you can. You really can. I talk about lupus because it is a subject that other people just don't really talk about it. Now, you'll hear about it once a year. You'll hear about it every so often. You might even see things that flash by, on your screen on social media. And you're like, oh, I'm not really interested in that. But you should be interested in it. Everybody should be interested in it because it can affect someone, very close to you. And the different types of lupus, out of all of these different types of lupus, there's 2 of them. Okay, well, I'll say one of them that can be induced. Okay? One can be induced. And if you don't know what's going on, then how do you know that it's happening to you? So that's why I talk to people about lupus. That's why I get on the radio, why I wrote the book, why I got on YouTube and was trying to talk about it and everything. But it just feels like to me that, people look at me and they'll say, oh, she's pretty cute and everything, but what's wrong with this and what's wrong with that? Well, I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it. Okay? I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it. Okay, continuing on, because there's a lot that goes on with SLE, and this is why I said it's the most extreme one. It's the most serious one. It's the one that people don't really understand at all. Okay? So when your joints are having chronic pain, okay, it can cause stiffness, it can cause swelling, it can cause all kinds of things in your body. Okay, that's why sometimes when I get up in the morning, people don't know this, but when I get up in the morning, sometimes I get up and I'm like, ooh, okay, before I even try to roll out this bed, let me make sure everything works. Okay, so can my feet move? Yeah, they can move today. Sometimes my arms can't move, or sometimes my back can't move, or I can't twist from side to side. I can't move my legs the way I want to move them. It takes a little bit longer for me to get out of bed. Yes, it does. But I can get out of bed if I make sure I get up hours earlier than I'm supposed to. That means going to bed when I'm supposed to, so I can get up, earlier than I need to and everything, and be prepared at least 2 hours before I have to be at work so that I know that I'm good. Now, let's say that I get up 2 hours before I have to be to work, and it takes me a whole 2 hours just to get out the bed. It's because my body has stiffened up, or I have swollen up ankles, and I can't walk across the floor or anything like that. I don't give excuses. I make it happen regardless. So, yeah. It may take me about 20 minutes to get from my bed to the shower, so I can get in the shower and at least get some kind of warm water. Not scalding hot, because it's going to make it worse. Not freezing cold, because it's going to make it worse. And that's what people don't understand. You can't extremely heat our bodies up, saying we got a swollen ankle or something like that. Put ice on it. Put heat on it. You can't do it. Because either way, it's going to make it worse. It's going to make it worse. Okay? It's not like a sports injury. Trust me. It is going to make things worse. I could put ice on my, whatever, for about 5 seconds, and then I'm freezing through my entire body. Or I could put heat on it, and then all of a sudden it's burning like the whole thing is on fire. Okay? But I can use things like icy hot, like Vicks, because Vicks really does work. Really, truly. Even if you don't have lupus, if you put Vicks on your joint pains and stuff like that, cover it up like it's supposed to, go away. It really will. It really will. Okay? So, you can have, weight gain. Oh my gosh. Weight gain, high blood pressure. Let me tell you how the weight gain thing is, okay? See, when I was younger, I was an athlete, okay? I was a real athlete. I ran track. I played basketball. I love sports. I tried out for cheerleading, okay? And some of the people that know that I tried out for cheerleading will tell you this. I twisted my ankle on a jump. I did a jump, came down, twisted my ankle, my knee, and my knee blew up like an elephant. Took 6 weeks for it to go down. Now, you would have thought the 6 weeks is because I broke it, but I didn't break my knee. It just twisted, popped out of place. They had to pop it back into place and everything. But even though they did that, a normal person pop out of place, you pop that bad boy back in, and they can go about their business. But somebody who has lupus, it's just like breaking it. It's going to take 6 to 8 weeks for it to heal. Okay? So, unfortunately, I never made the cheerleading squad because of a twisted knee. Okay? Which blew up and looked like it was broken. Yes, I was on the crutches. I was on this, that, and the people that are listening to this, if you went to high school with me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? You know exactly what I'm talking about. And everything, especially the young ladies who played basketball with me, or who ran track with me, or who even tried out for cheerleading the same time I